What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. It was senior night all across the land in women's college hoops. And I tell you what, it was some entertaining basketball. South Carolina with the emotional senior night for Camila Cardoso as well as the rest of their seniors. And we talked about that in my last video. They picked up the big dub and finished the regular season undefeated. You got Angel Reese leading LSU. Coach Kim Mulkey speaking out after her team's effort, picking up a big dub on senior night themselves. And they are rolling into that SEC tournament. Caitlin Clark becomes the ultimate leading scorer in college basketball history tonight with a 35-point performance and a big dub on senior night in front of a star-studded group. Travis Scott, Nolan Ryan even pulled up. It was crazy. Jake from State Farm. It was monumental. It was a star-studded event. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. And join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
South Carolina has been a force all season long, and they did not stop rolling. Now, I told y'all this was going to be a tough, hard-fought, physical game because those Tennessee Vols were fighting for their tournament lives, and they left it all on the court. So, salute to them. It just wasn't enough today. This was a close game for majority of the game. South Carolina escaped with the 8-point win. In the first quarter, they came out and set the tone, 20-14, won the second quarter, and took a lead into halftime. Third quarter, they did more of the same, came out and held on to that lead and actually extended it. And then Tennessee came back and outscored South Carolina 20-17 in the fourth, trying to make it close. And honestly, looking at the breakdown, Tennessee shot better from the field at 36.4%. South Carolina, tough shooting day, 33.3%, 25% from the three-point line. And they left a handful of free throws as well. If Tennessee makes their free throws, they are all the way in this game. I'm just saying, luckily for South Carolina's sake, the free throw percentage as well as the horrid shooting night didn't deter them from finishing the season undefeated. They dominated the glass 57-41. The assists were there 17-11. Tennessee, though, was trying to lock down that paint with 8 blocks. South Carolina, though, we have to acknowledge the steals turning into transition points and then winning the turnover battle +4, forcing Tennessee into 14 turnovers. And it was a balanced effort for these guys. Now, we knew Camila Cardoso having her family in attendance, her mom and her sister, that she was going to ball out. And a few of y'all even mentioned her having a huge game after that big surprise from Staley. She leads the way with 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists in 24 minutes to play in an impressive senior night. Another senior that was honored, Tahina Powell. Big minutes for her, 34 minutes, leading the team for the second straight game. 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. She continues to be that steady veteran presence in the backcourt. Bree Hall came out, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Backcourt mate Malaysia Fulwiley put up 13, 3, and 5. A complete game for her, stuffing that stat sheet and making an impact on both ends. Raven Johnson didn't score in this game, but had 4 assists and 8 rebounds. Ashlyn Watkins, 13, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. And, man, it's that depth. It's that well-oiled machine. It's when you can get 5 double-figure scores in the game. It's spread out between them. Chloe Kitts wasn't really relied upon too much in this contest. Tessa Johnson came off the bench, 4 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, total team effort. Cardoso leads the way. Tahina Powell playing Robin to Cardoso's Batman, and that backcourt. Hall, Fulwiley chipping in, Ashlyn Watkins doing what she does, and honestly may have submitted herself as the 6th player of the year this season with that performance. South Carolina runs the gauntlet, finishes back-to-back regular seasons undefeated, and Coach Dawn Staley has some words for her team and how proud she is of this group.
I don't really know. I don't really know, but they find they're a super competitive group that they don't really like losing, and they can play a lot of different styles of play, especially offensively. Defensively, I think we do a pretty good job at just holding serve and playing the way we need to play and being disciplined and staying connected out there on the floor. But I am super proud of them, like super proud. I think if you compare the undefeated season from last year to this year, it's so much different. Yet we end up in the same place, and it doesn't make me any more or less proud. I'm just super proud of this young group. So I will probably equate it to a doctorate program, and they're going to get me for saying this, and daycare. Like, our locker room sounds like daycare. Like, it's so much talking, about nothing that, and we, in the beginning of the season, we would just say, be quiet, and now it's just who they are. It really is just who they are, and it's their identity, and we really don't fight that battle. We just put our earplugs in and keep it moving.
South Carolina clinched the regular season title. They will look to win the SEC title. They're going to have that bye. They're going to have some time to rest. They're going to be the number 1 seed. Everything is running through Columbia. They're going to be the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. And the team, the big bad wolf that nobody wants to play. So we'll keep an eye out and see if they can finish the deal. We are expecting them to raise that banner. And anything else will be a failure for this group. So good words from Dawn Staley. This group playing relaxed, playing free, enjoying each other, and most importantly, they're having fun. So South Carolina, we expect them to continue to roll. Next up, that SEC tournament. Sticking with the SEC, LSU had a big senior night as well and finished their season strong, got the dub, and it was an emotional night for this group. And, Kim Mulkey spoke about how these fans continue to step up and rally these troops, and how this group feeds off that energy. This LSU has just completely embraced this basketball team, and they continue to deliver on the court. LSU dominated Kentucky 77-56. I think what's been so impressive these last few games for them is the defense, holding Kentucky to just 9 points in the first quarter. They took control and never really looked back. The second quarter, Kentucky came out swinging, outscored LSU 18-13, but still trailed going into the second half. And then LSU comes out and dominates the second half, 27-18 in the third, 17-11 in the fourth. And it was another defensive effort that really put pressure and turned the screws on Kentucky, holding them to 11 points. So impressive defensive effort. Kim Mulkey definitely has this group locked in. They shot 44.9% from the field, holding Kentucky to 35.5%. Kentucky did shoot an impressive 6 of 15 from the 3, though, and hit 40%. LSU was atrocious from deep. I don't know if this is a sign to worry, but 1 of 12. Y'all, they shot 8.3% from 3. What in the heck? That is not going to cut it. Now, they was broke from 3, but luckily those paint points do not lie, and we will get into that. They shot 82.4% from the free throw line. They won the rebounding battle 43-37, won the assist battle 16-12. The defense, like we mentioned, 14 steals, 8 blocks, and they held Kentucky to 56 points. Incredible defensive effort for LSU, and they are locked in on that side of the ball, and I think that is more impressive than anything. Angel Reese led this group, 22 points, 14 assists. We expected a huge night on senior night. Flau'jae Johnson with one of her best games, 21 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, the ultimate glue player. Hailey Van Lith continues her hot play, 15 points, 3 straight games in double digits, and she has turned that corner, it seems like. She's turned that corner. Lastair Poa got increased minutes tonight after kind of seeing her time cut a little bit, running that point guard position, and she rewarded this group with 6 assists, leading the team in assists in this contest. Anissa Morrow, 15 and 10, getting back to her double-double ways. This starting 5 played huge minutes, but also they went to the bench. Del Rosario, Kent, Poa, all getting valuable minutes in this contest. And it seems like Kim Mulkey's going to her bench a little bit more, going deeper into this lineup to build that confidence, because she's going to need these players. They're going to need some type of production off the bench to just stall out this starting 5, man. They need to take some pressure off of this group. But LSU is playing great basketball, and we mentioned Kim Mulkey spoke about how this team has just rallied around each other, and this fan base has embraced Angel Reese as well as the rest of this group.
Times are different now. What we are witnessing with these fans, and not just in the PMAC, but on the road, I've never seen anything like it, guys. And this isn't my first rodeo. I won 3 championships at Baylor. I've had a 40-0. I've never seen anything like this. So what's different? So I keep asking myself that question, and I think what's different is they're very, very talented. They're very entertaining. They're very accessible. They have unbelievable personalities, and they let it show. And if you combine all of that with a tough woman, that kind of intrigues people. That you can be beautiful, you can be talented, you can be tough, you can be you, and it reaches people that may have never had an interest in women's basketball before. I think it's a lot of that. And of course, Angel brings that to the court. Flage, I mean, what a story that is. She stays up all night and she raps and does all that, and then she comes to practice and she has to go to school. That's a story in itself. The bobblehead, I didn't know we had a bobblehead until Friday. I've learned that I am on a need-to-know basis. I didn't know we had the Kim Mulkey dress alike. I didn't know we had a bobblehead until they asked me to open it. When I saw it, I said, well, okay, I don't look like Bon Jovi. You know, one of them they did at Baylor looked like Bon Jovi, which is okay too, but
LSU clinches that 2 seed heading into the SEC tournament, and we're expecting a mega rematch between them and South Carolina. And going into that game, of course, South Carolina will be the favorite, but that could be a monumental win for LSU if they can win the SEC tournament and take that momentum going into tournament play. You know, we've seen them as high as a 4 seed or low as a 4 seed, high as a 2 seed potentially. They got a chance to really lock in a 2 seed if they can win out and take that SEC championship. I think they would be locked in. And they're playing really great basketball. Both these teams are heading into postseason play. Hailey Van Lith continues to be the X factor for this group. She's scoring the basketball. She's hunting her shot. She's being aggressive. They're sharing the basketball, really finding good shots within the rhythm and the flow. The chemistry is really starting to show. They're learning where each other's spots are, where they need to get each other the basketball. They're doing it in rhythm. They've been one of the best transition teams in all of the nation. And they continue to prove that they the champs till they ain't the champs no more. But big, big game from Angel Reese. And she continues to just work. We knew senior night was going to be emotional. Not really sure if she's going to the league yet. We haven't really got confirmation from her or Camila Cardoso. But, you know, being that both of them are expected to be at least top 10 picks, you know, decisions are probably coming soon. Both of them are hunting for a national title. And, you know, they didn't get the decision out the way like Caitlin Clark did. But it's still 2 decisions to monitor. Will they stay? Will they go? I don't know. But I will tell you who is going. Caitlin Clark. She's going down in history as one of the greats. She is now the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history. Big game tonight over number 2 Ohio State. Won in here on her senior night with the Stars in attendance. They had Travis Scott in the building, y'all.
Come see CC handle business tonight. You know, Caitlin Clark, she's one of the greatest humans of all time. You have to come see just a good Iowa basketball. Gabby Marshall, Kay Martin. It's a good team out here. I've been in a lot of buildings, but this Iowa energy is like no other. I think they need to bottle this energy and bring it around the world.
Iowa picks up the big win over Ohio State, 93-83 at home in Caitlin Clark's final game at home. They came out and really got it started in the first quarter, outscoring Ohio State 28-19. It was dead even at 20 in the second. They came out at halftime, firing once again with their second highest scoring quarter in the third, outscoring Ohio State 27-25, and then finishing the deal in the fourth quarter. And it was a team effort. Now, I mentioned with my guy Nick Cousin when we had the interview and over 3,000 people tuned in. I appreciate y'all for that. I mentioned that Hannah Stokey could be the X factor for this group. The sophomore forward played big. 23 points, 2 assists, and most importantly, 9 rebounds. Big game for her. They counted on her. They needed her to step up, and she did in a big way. Caitlin Clark breaking that all-time scoring record held by Pistol Pete. 35 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds in 39 minutes of play. She led the team in scoring as well as assists as well as minutes played. Kate Martin. How about Martin? 11 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. Great game from her. Productive game and well-rounded. Gabby Marshall having one of her best games of the season. 12 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound on senior night. Delivering. These upperclassmen came out and played big. The role players stepped up and played, made shots when Caitlin Clark got them the ball. This team looked really good, and they put up 93 points on a very tough Ohio State team that came into this contest ranked number 2 in the nation. Obviously, it was an emotional event for Caitlin Clark. All the stars, her family. It was a packed house. We knew it was going to be emotional. We knew it was going to be highly anticipated. We knew it was going to be a slugfest of a contest. And they come away and get that revenge over Ohio State. Heading into Big Ten play, they get that big win. And they're rolling with the momentum. And they have a really good chance of now going into that Big Ten play, potentially seeing Ohio State again or Indiana, and carrying that momentum of a Big Ten tournament title all the way into the NCAA tournament. But very emotional for Caitlin, and she came out and spoke about just breaking that record and the ones that came before her.
Oh, for sure. Like, it's really, like, crazy to think about. Like, honestly, if you would have told me that before my college career started, I would have laughed in your face and been like, no, you're insane. And, like, I've always been able to score the ball, but I don't think people really understand how many amazing players have come before me and, like, been able to score the ball and do it at such a high rate and do it for teams that are really, really good. And just to be in the same room of all these players that have been so successful, whether it's Pete or whether it's Kelsey Plum or Lynette Woodard, like, all these people have just given so much to the game. So, you know, hopefully somebody comes after me and breaks my records and I can be there supporting them. And that's what makes the game of basketball so fun. But yeah, it'll definitely hit me at some point.
Heck of a day to end the regular season for women's college hoops today. All these teams that we're talking about are looking to continue to build momentum, build that steam, playing great basketball, arguably their best basketball of the season at the right time, heading into these conference tournaments. It's March, it's madness, and this is the most highly anticipated tournament in quite some time. I think the talent is so deep this year, so many great teams, and I can't wait. Y'all know I'm going to have y'all covered on all the latest and the greatest, so make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and let me know how y'all feel about everything. Where does Caitlin Clark rank? How will LSU find their way in the SEC tournament? Can they win it all? Will South Carolina finish the deal and go down as one of the greatest teams of all time? It's a lot of history to be made and a lot of decisions to be made and a lot of basketball left to be played. Y'all holler at your boy. That's a wrap for us. Until next time, hey, we out.